Welcome back to Rand on Real Estate. I'm Greg Rand, your host on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. And we're here talking about building wealth in real estate, recession be darned. And we have a call from Nina in Queens. How are you, Nina?
Hi, I am a self-made millionaire in real estate.
Good for you.
I was in stock market in 1999. I cashed everything from my 401k, and I paid $200,000 penalty. And I bought real estate with that, with a price-to-earning ratio 4 and 5. Between 4 and 6, I bought a lot of them. Now the rent has gone up. It's commercial, and then I'm making fortune. My question is, if people don't know how to make money in real estate, why everybody has to have a home? Why can't they rent? This is a dangerous market, and I have seen people washed off. What kind of government is in place that cannot teach people to rent, but they have to have a house, and there's a cash for, buying real estate? Why is that? Why Washington is so wrong? Well,
actually, it's funny. They have kind of changed their tune lately, talking about how, hey, your home is not the fact that you own it. Your home is where you have your Thanksgiving dinner, and so don't be so glued to the idea of home ownership. And the reason they're saying that is obviously because of how many people are losing their homes. They're trying to soften the blow on that. The reason why this country for just generations has encouraged home ownership is because of the belief that if you're going to have a housing expense, right, every month you're going to write a check. You have to. You want a roof over your head, you're going to write a check. There's only one way to do that, where eventually in your life you can stop writing the check, and that is if you buy it. You're paying a mortgage company instead of a landlord. You do that for 30 years, your mortgage company goes bye-bye, and your landlord, if you're a renter, is still going to be charging you. It also has cultural advantages because you're a real estate owner, right? You know what it feels like to own your little piece of dirt. You love it.
Billions of dollars in real estate. Last night they're fighting over a few $1 billion in the Congress. My question is, why can't the whole government lower the expectations of American dream? Just learn how people living in the third world country, and some states are living the life of the third world country right now. Still, we have to have a car. There are 40, 50 million cars produced each year by the car company. Where these cars are going? Somebody's buying it and borrowing money. Somebody borrowing money to buy houses, and they're nuts.
That's it, though. That's what makes it great to be in America, though. Look, you wouldn't have any of the stuff that you have in this world if it weren't for the fact that Americans, the attitude of this country is, I want more. And I don't mean greed. I mean, I want a better life. I want a bigger life. I want, the pursuit of happiness. To me, the best thing about the founding documents in this country was when they said that we had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It was that last part, pursuit of happiness. Whatever it means to you, you're going to pursue that, and that's what gives us all the great stuff that we have in this world. All the, listen, right down to air conditioning in your house and heat in the wintertime and indoor plumbing, all the way up to, iPhones, iPads, computers, everything was all based on the idea that we're not satisfied settling in. We're not satisfied with just staying put. We want to do better. We want to have more and live bigger lives.
I live the capitalistic life. I have lots of money, but I live out of the box. I always leave my mind in a slum population because I come from a slum country, and I go back to every year. I go three times back in my country, and I see how people are just fighting for food, starving.
Where are you from, Nina?
I'm from Bangladesh. I came with $20 in this country. I own millions of dollars, and I can write books about it. How I see it, how I go, how I calculate my every penny. Where the pennies go, and I must catch it. I'm smart, I think, but people don't have any ideas about real estate, and the government encourages them to buy just for the votes. You need votes. I went to a congressman, and congressman said, I was telling him something wrong, and he said, I'm not going to fix it. Do you have 13,000 votes for me? They give me the customers. They gave me the votes, and I was stupid.
You know what, Nina? It's not the government that encourages people to want to own homes and own real estate. It's built in. You came here. The people who live in this country, whether you were born here or actually, it's funny. If you weren't born here, chances are you understand this more than a lot of people that I know that were born here, because we take it for granted sometimes.
Absolutely.
You've seen what it was like where you were. You came here, and now you've become a millionaire because you bought pieces of the country. That's the point. That's why I call my company Own America, is that your wealth, your success, is based on the fact that you bought pieces of the country that you call your home now.
I can see how the other people are living. These people here who take it for granted, they don't have vision. They do not see that we should be living less. We should be lifing less. We should be minding less. We don't have the lessness in our mind at all. Well,
that might be changing a little bit. You know, one of the interesting trends that's happening right now is that you see consumer spending is not really all that great, and there's a reason for that. And it isn't just that people don't have the money. It's that they're retiring their debt. They're paying down their credit cards. They're paying down their mortgages. I can't remember the exact statistic, but it was something along the lines that the average down payment on a house in the last quarter was like just about 20%, which is dramatically bigger than it was a couple of years ago. So there's something, you know, my book Crash Boom it starts out with an analysis of this Great Recession as compared to the big one, the Great Depression 80 years ago. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of interesting parallels. There's a lot of things that are totally not parallel, like that was really bad and this is not even close. But one of the things that you see very clearly is that after the Great Depression, people didn't shake off that sense of scarcity very easily. They, you know, their entire lives, they remembered that it was, you know, there wasn't enough food to go around.
Look, in the year 600, the population was 200 million. And post-industrial revolution, in 200 years, the population increased sixfold, but the income increased tenfold. But in next 50 years, we are going to be doomed. We're going to have nothing left because we exhausted what we got.
Now, don't worry about that. You know, a lot of people come to that conclusion that it's going to get worse. It's never going to be as good as it was. But I don't buy that. I think that what this country was designed as perfectly as can be, because it takes the best in human nature, and sometimes it appeals to the worst in human nature also. You're talking about people who right now maybe are thinking the wrong way, but the majority of this country still has it in their genes, hardwired into them, to want to work hard to get what they want. They're dreaming big. Okay, Nina, listen, I feel your concern, all right? But remember, the experience that you've had being in this country has been exceptional. That's what everybody else wants to, and they deserve that. The government isn't really the driving force, and I know these days it kind of feels that way, but they're not. They never really have been. The driving force is the spirit inside individuals to want more in their life, take care of their family, and we're an inspired country, and that's why I'm confident that we're going to get these guys in Washington and Albany and Trenton and every place else to fix the problems that they've helped to create, because ultimately we're in control of this place. So thank you for the call. I think your story is inspiring. I hope the listeners on the show felt
I think
that
she
way
should
as well.
write a book. She's got a lot of fire in her, that one.
Yeah, she does. I like her. Okay, so we're wrapping it up here. This is Greg Rand. This is Rand on Real Estate. I promised you I was going to tell you about the 3 drivers of real estate wealth, and I'm going to tell them to you relatively quickly. They are, number 1, appreciation. All right, there are people that will tell you that appreciation in real estate is a bonus, and they would be dead wrong. Appreciation is what builds the wealth in real estate, and that's why I'm so passionate right now about getting people to think about taking action over the next couple of years, because we are, as a market, overcorrecting. We are going below market value as this foreclosure crisis drags us down deeper than we otherwise should have. So you're set up for appreciation if you buy in the right places. So as an example, we talked about Raleigh, North Carolina. I just want to make a quick little bit of math here for you. If you put down 25% to buy a property in Raleigh, and Raleigh only appreciated 2.5% in a given year, which is a low number, don't forget, you put down 25%. That 2.5% appreciation was a 10% return on your investment. See, we don't get a statement from our house or our property telling us how much our asset has generated in terms of return on investment. The banks give us a statement. The mutual funds give us a statement. The real estate doesn't. If it did, it would show you frequently 10, 12, 14, 16% annual rates of return when you combine the appreciation plus the cash flow and the tax benefits. So that's number 1. Number 2 is amortization. Pay your mortgage and make sure you're paying it down. And number 3 is cash flow. So if you go to ownamerica.com, we have a course there for you that you can take and learn more about this, ownamerica.com. And we're at the end here. My name is Greg Rand. This is Rand on Real Estate. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, and it was brought to you by Rand on Real Estate, Own America today, so we are grateful for that. Thanks a lot, Greg. Always a wealth of knowledge. I go out of here, my head's all expanded. It's awesome. Great stuff. Thank you so much. This was Rand on Real Estate. Up next is Living Better with Laura Smith. We've got Dr. Gluck from Gluck Solutions, executive life coach and hypnotherapist, so you don't want to miss that. Stick around. This is 77 WABC.